Welcome, sports fans, to Mountain View, home of the Buffaloes and Lady Buffaloes. And we are here today to watch the final game of the regular season for the Lander Tigers and Lady Tigers. And for those of you that have never been out to Mountain View like me, they do not play at their high school. They have a big city park here, and we are on the sidelines basically hitching a giddy up here with the My Local Radio crew. So big props to them, big thank you to them. They have everything here set up perfectly, and they're allowing me to kind of just jump on their table here. So we did get some senior night festivities here for the Mountain View Lady Buffaloes. Buffaloes sitting near the bottom of the division here, and that means that this Lander team is going to be looking to strike oil in this home of the Lady Buffaloes as I get some rosters here. I know Landers like the back of my hand, and we're just got to make sure here. Green River is one, and the wind is going to maybe play a part in this game today. There we go. Alrighty. Starting for the Lady Tigers, Bear Blackburn, Tinley Reisig, Aislinn Donahue, Mason Morton, Gilly Wheeler, Allie Atnip, Addie Weston, Annabelle Knockhazel with that knee, Delaney Sullivan, Georgia Chance, and Anna Nielsen. And we're going to get the girls here. And this was a rescheduled game, and you might be able to hear beside me. You might be able to hear the My Local Radio crew beside me as we. And they're going to keep going. Bear Blackburn on that far side. Let's get this all set up here. Ba-ba. There we go. We are not playing linemen.
Good recovery there for the Buffalo as they were, Buffaloes as they were almost in a precarious situation, one-on-one with the keeper.
And you are going to hear some other voices other than mine, because we are sitting together with the wind. And we're going to rock no time today. It's going to be too difficult with all the things that are happening as we have a field view here. And here we go. Addie Weston, nice stop up on Allie Seibert. And now on this far side down here is Addie Weston. Weston stops and goes against number 2, Sarah Cottom. Now up to Peyton Van Dusen, gets kicked out. Annabelle Knockhazel is the one that did that. Right here, we're going to have a pole in our way, and I do apologize. It's just the setup that we have. And down there, number 11, a familiar name, Allie Walker. You might recognize her from basketball. There's a lot of girls on this team you would recognize from basketball. And I'm just now realizing that this field view is going to be much more difficult to see numbers for you, so I'm going to have to walk all the way through. Annabelle Knockhazel kicks it up to Anna Nielsen. Now a nice lead for Delaney Sullivan, and Delaney Sullivan's got the speed. She's going to look, and she's going to try and take the shot, and it gets kicked away. Nicely done by the Lady Buffaloes, and then it goes out of bounds, so they're going to get a throw-in right here. It's going to be Knockhazel throwing it in. Knockhazel went right over her head. Now Addie Weston goes out the back of the end of the goal line here. I'm used to football fields being the home of the soccer games, but instead this is a fully grass, just white paint on the grass type of field as we have a corner kick incoming from Annabelle Knockhazel. Goes high. Oh, almost headed in by Georgia Chance. And that was a heck of a try by Georgia, and then ends up out of bounds on that far side. And Georgia Chance had an opportunity, and that opportunity, we're going to see if we can get a better setup here with the And a long kick down for Mountain View. Gets stolen away by Mason Morton. Nicely done. Now on this side, Annabelle Knockhazel. Sorry about the motion sickness I'm sure you're getting. I'm going to try and make sure that we don't have a pole in our way every time we turn left. There we go. Feel like we got a little bit better setup here. Now we will be able to work. Now number 13 has it. That's going to be Kinnison. Jada Kinnison on that far side over to Courtney Wynn. Now on that far corner, goes out of bounds. Last touched by Lander. You guys don't have a clock here. Oh, it's on. It's on. Perfect.
I want to thank you for joining us today.
That's what we got here, yeah. Maybe we do need the clock here. And Lander Valley back and forth on their defending third. And we're going to have just over 35 minutes to go. I am going to put the time up here. I didn't realize that there wasn't a clock at all on this field. You know, you learn a little bit something every time you go somewhere. We went to Mountain View for basketball during regional tournaments. They have the dome, and, you know, you look out there and you see a field, but you don't think that they're not going to use it, as over there on that far side, Cammie Kinnison, who's going to go to college to play soccer ball with her sister, Jada. Cammie's the one with the double knee pads, or the double knee braces on, and that ball was close to being ran in on by Mountain View. Is now Knockhazel with a nice lead for Tinley Reisig right in front of us. Tinley gets it stolen away by Cottom, and now it's going to go all the way down, and Knockhazel now going to steal it. She's going to kick it up to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan, a nice triangle pass back and forth, and Sullivan now gets a lead, and that lead is perfectly placed, getting it inside. Now she's going to cross over to Blue Blackburn with a shot, and it's kind of knocked up in the air by Mountain View. And Blue Blackburn has really, really kept up with this team this year. As a freshman, you kind of just hope for your turns here and there, but she's really led the way and made the freshman class proud. She's got 5 goals on the season, if I'm not mistaken, and now a long pass from that far corner gets stopped up by Gilly Wheeler. And then, I don't know what happened there between her and Allie Atnip, but Atnip hits the dirt. And with 33:30 to go, we got time. It's all that matters. Lander right there trying to get the throw in, gets kicked out of bounds by Georgia Chance. This isn't the best setup for people to see a soccer game. Now a long throw in, and it's a little overthrown. Crosses the face of the goal. Aislinn Donahue didn't even have to move. The Mountain View guys behind me are pretty funny. We're going to work with what we have here in Lander. Wish I had a partner to talk with me about soccer, as Delaney Sullivan gets that ball on that far side. She leaves it up nice and long for Blue Blackburn, who moves around one player, 2 players. Now she gets it up to Annabelle Knockhazel. Knockhazel stops, turns it back. Now she gets it up to Weston. Weston over to Nielsen. Nielsen gets it up right past Annabelle Knockhazel. And the goalie didn't grab it at first, but Knockhazel made sure to put that fear in her, and she did end up grabbing it. Now it goes across the middle third all the way down to Mason Morton. Morton passes it up to Atnip. Atnip collides with one, keeps the ball, pushes it up now to Georgia Chance. Georgia Chance up to Delaney Sullivan, and Sullivan, her pass a little bit long. It's going to be turned over to Sarah Cottom. And now Cottom going to go right out of bounds. And a shove by Delaney Sullivan, or I'm sorry, Addie Weston. And yes, they are going to get the ball. Number 18 here, Allie Seibert, going to throw it in. No, she's going to leave it up for Jada Kinnison. And this free kick coming from right in front of their line goes right into that sore knee of Annabelle Knockhazel. Let's hope that doesn't hurt when she blocks it with the knee. And now goes up to Sullivan. Sullivan on this near side, and she's able to move past up around Sarah Cottom. Now she just kind of gets stop and start, puts it over to Annabelle Knockhazel. Knockhazel up to Weston. Weston now, the corner is dangerous, but Annabelle Knockhazel crosses it, and it goes right towards the goalie. It's hard to tell exactly what we can see here. So we're just going to be looking. This ball gets past the halfway line again. Mason Morton passes it up to Knockhazel. Knockhazel moves up against Seibert, and now she passes it all the way back into Nielsen. Nielsen almost hits the ref there and gets it over to Georgia Chance. Chance with a long kick, and we're going to get an offsides here. Georgia Chance, glad to see her walking around healthy. No knee problems at the moment. I always hate seeing her in pain after the games, but she likes to put her body through work to make sure that her team gets a chance to win. That's exactly what you want to do as a team player. Not only that, but just as a high school athlete. You know, your body's never going to be as good as it is in high school and college, and so you got to play through some injuries, and that's exactly what Georgia Chance and Annabelle Knockhazel are doing, trying to secure some state championship hardware before the season's over, and they're going to get that chance next week at Green River. Speaking of tournaments, as Harlow Baker comes into the game for Addie Weston. Speaking of hardware, the 4A West Regional Tournament, second day today. The boys of Riverton, these Lander rivals, they lost yesterday. They're out. Girls had a bye. They lost today against Jackson. They are not out. They will play tomorrow at 9 a.m. You can catch that game on WYO Today's YouTube page as Annabelle Knockhazel fires a shot from the corner and just goes out the back of the goal line wide right. The goal kick goes all the way down that far side. And Georgia Chance, her and Courtney Wynn battling for position. She's just going to kick it right back to Allie Atnip. Atnip up to Gilly. Mountain View is pressing hard, and they get the ball past the three Lady Buffaloes that made it all the way up there. Now they have numbers if they want. Over to Harlow Baker. Baker gets the ball almost stolen away, and then it's kicked right, into the road. And, that was literally right through, as you can see, these orange nets. It went Test. That was weird. Don't know what happened there, but maybe I turned my camera a little too hard. It's still 0-0, 0-0, as the Lady Tigers have. Test. Okay, so whatever happened there. And I think we have sound back and forth. The power source behind us connected to a giant pole. And so that's what we're working with here in Mountain View, learning that their field is too small at their high school. That's why they can't play soccer games here. And just over 26 minutes to go. The Mountain View team beside me also having issues. Theirs with their internet. Luckily, we're using my phone for our internet, so that doesn't go out as fast. As Scott Getz kind of telling his team what to do. Is throwing it in is going to be Avery Reese. Throws it in right to Cammie Kinnison, and then it gets kicked right out of bounds again. Avery Reese again, throwing it in right to Cammie Kinnison. Harlow Baker tries to get a little position there, can't get past her, and now the long pass goes right into Allie Atnip's knees and right towards Aislinn Donahue. Well done. I wonder why this looks like this. Hopefully your screen isn't looking like my screen is, but right here, Harlow Baker gets it right in front of us, goes off her knee a little bit too hard, and taken away by Mia Guild. I guess tripping the breaker is the key term here. Tinley Reisig throws it in right off the chest of Harlow Baker. Baker has 2 throw-ins that have gone just a little bit off or too hard, and now Cammie Kinnison with those 2 knee braces gets past Mason Morton somehow, and Tinley Reisig. Now she has to go back up against Morton, and saved by Aislinn Donahue. 0-0, and you can hear Mountain View's coaches behind us. We can hear everything. This is very unlike a press box. I don't mind it by any means. I just hope for a better angle for this game, as we have 2 subs about to come in. Stanbury and Delaney and Addie Weston, I apologize. As Kinnison and Mia Guild battle all the way down to the corner. Now she gets it up to Cammie Kinnison, past Mason Morton, and it's just going to be kicked away by Gilly Wheeler. And then a miss by Jada Kinnison as she tried to stop it with her chest. Still gets taken away by Allie Walker in the middle. She gets around Harlow Baker. Harlow couldn't move fast enough. This is grass. This isn't turf, so this is a very different feel than the Lady Tigers are used to, and you can kind of feel it in the ground. It's rained here recently, so they are going to have a different type of day today. See if that leads to less goals, but Annabelle Knockhazel now trying to push for at least one as she gets it up to Blue Blackburn on that far side. She kicks it up to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan's going to take the shot through 2, and she's got it. And just as I said that, Delaney Sullivan and on the YO Today scoreboard, it is 1-0 in favor of Lander. So Stanbury and Weston coming in for Blue Blackburn and Georgia Chance. And then I saw Allie Seibert and Courtney Wynn come in, one of them for Taylor Antonino. What time do you have left? 23:50? 23:54. So we're going to start it there, 23:50. Kicked right to Cammie Kinnison at the center after they kicked it back. And on that far side, Kenley Wynn, the freshman, was trying to go and get it before it went out of bounds. Instead, the ball goes to the Tigers, and then Allie Atnip throws it right towards Mountain View. Now Anna Nielsen gets it stolen away by Peyton Van Dusen. Now Reisig trying to get the ball back from Mia Guild. Guild and Tinley, little body shoves, and it goes out of bounds at the back of the goal line. We're going to get a corner kick. Smart move by Tinley to keep that from happening, but Mountain View has been pretty good on corner kicks from what I've heard. They have learned where they need to be with some of their bigger bodies here, and one of those is Allie Seibert. She's standing right in the middle of 3 Lady Tigers. It's going to be Courtney Wynn kicking it. She kicks it high, kicks it a little bit outside of the box, and it gets stopped up by Baker. Harlow Baker kicks it up to Annabelle Knockhazel. Knockhazel trying to move around Cottom, and she does. She gets it up to Nielsen. Oh, and then stolen away by Jada Kinnison. I'm sorry, that's not Kinnison, that's Allie Walker. No, that is Jada Kinnison. There's 13 and 12 sitting right out there, and now it gets kicked away. That's last touched by Lander, I guess. So 22-20, halfway through this first half almost, and Lander only up 1. Anna Nielsen, nice stop by over Mia Guild. She gets the ball, and now she's going to try and cross towards the middle. She gets it up to Delaney Sullivan, but it's kicked away by Brindley Barnes. Now Weston steals it. Weston crosses all the way near us to Harlow Baker. Harlow Baker kicks it up. I don't think Knockhazel was really expecting it for her, and now it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be last touched by Mountain View. Knockhazel throws it over the head of Cottom, and now stolen away by Walker. Walker tries to kick it up towards us, and now Knockhazel saves it from going out of bounds. Jada Kinnison stops it, kicks it up to Seibert. Seibert right in front of us gets it stolen away by Tinley Reisig. Nice moves by Tinley. And now she gives it all the way back to Mason Morton. Morton at the halfway line, kicks it up to Nielsen. Nielsen, cleared by number 12, Allie Walker. And you might be able to hear the wind. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go! There it is. I thought for sure the ball was going to hit. Mountain View working with it on this near side. They get it up to Cammie Kinnison, who gets around Tinley Reisig. And heading into the box. Kicked up and then almost cleared by Lander, then kicked away. Now kicked further away, this time by Baker, up to Knockhazel. Knockhazel moves around Cottom, or does she? She's trying to. And Cottom kicks it up. Nicely done by Mountain View to get that ball up there. Seibert and Tinley Reisig, little shoves back and forth, and now the ball on that far side gets stolen away by Nielsen. Pushes it up to Weston. Weston, long kick up for Ella Stanbury, and it's going to be kicked right out of bounds by Brindley Barnes. Blue Blackburn coming in for Annabelle Knockhazel. Coach did say they were going to load manage Annabelle Knockhazel today. Just want to get the win is what he said. Weston throws it in to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan kicks it back, all the way back to Allie Atnip, who tries to get it up to Nielsen and overshoots her, and then it's just cleared away by Seibert. Seibert kicks it up to Kinley Wynn, and that's going to go out of bounds. And now over on that far side, Cammie Kinnison fighting with Allie Atnip to get the ball. Allie Atnip falls, and then Kinley Wynn, I mean, she almost got in there and got some damage done herself. And now in the middle of the box, Mia Guild and Tinley Reisig fighting. They get it all the way up to Blue Blackburn, and well done by Tinley to not even let that affect her defense. They got about 5 yards away from the goal there, and they did not give Mia Guild a look at all. Ball gets cleared away now. Right back into Allie Walker, and now kicked all the way back, and look who it is again. It's Reisig, and she kicks it out of bounds on accident, trying to stop it as Georgia Chance. Looks like she's waiting to be subbed in, or maybe she's just waiting on this sideline. They don't have benches and nothing over here at Mountain View. And, right there, Mason Morton. I think she thought the ball was going behind her. And there's a ball again in the street. Woohoo! Nice stop. Whoever was driving had that awareness. It turned right into the ball there. Now Seibert kicks it up and gets stolen away by Nielsen. Up to Harlow Baker. And Baker. I keep losing sound in my headphones, so I'm just going to keep talking to you, and hopefully you can hear me. Tinley Reisig steals it away, gets it kicked away by Cammie Kinnison, and now it's up to Harlow Baker to try and stop. Here we go. Aimed right for both cameras, got in between both. That's your job, man. Stolen away off the inbound by Mia Guild. And she's going to go right up against Mason Morton, one of the best defenders in the state, and Mason gets it right back. Mason now tries to clear it up to Blue Blackburn, but it gets stolen away by Cottom. And now up to Cammie Kinnison. Big brace on her left knee, and I know you can't see past number 6 here, Antonino, but it is in the corner. Tinley Reisig and Kinnison fighting, and then kicked away. Well done there by Mason Morton. Cottom stole it from Blue Blackburn, and now it's going to take a shot, And that was Seibert that took that, and it's going to go far left of the goal, so we're going to get a goal kick here with 16:55 to go in this game, in this first half. Taking it is the kick from Mason Morton goes into the leg of Jada Kinnison, and then trying to get it back up there is Guild. She gets it up to Cami Kinnison, but not before Morton again can steal it. And this one, again, goes into the road. Almost dangerous to have a park this close to the road, especially if you're going to play soccer on it. And there are cars lining the side streets, so they can't even see what's going on this pitch here. Is Seibert coming out, Mia Guild coming out, Taylor Antonino coming in. I didn't see who else, but the throw-in here from Avery Reese. I know you can't see through Georgia Chance and Annabelle Knockhazel. I apologize. Now, right in the middle of the pitch, Delaney Sullivan stepped on the ball a little awkwardly and rolled over on it, so it almost gets stolen away. Now it's back in the possession of Lander. Weston up to Sullivan, who's trying to get around a much bigger number 9, Courtney Wynn. And Courtney Wynn ends up winning that battle and kicking it all the way back to Gilly Wheeler. Wheeler kicks it up, tries to get it to Weston, but again, number 9, Courtney Wynn, is just standing there. And the wind may or may not be having an effect on just how far the ball rolls on this grass. As Tinley Reisig with a clear kick out here, and it goes past Allie Walker, and now Sullivan with another opportunity. Possibly she's going to move up into this corner. She's being chased by number 10, Hannah Peterson. Kicks it back up to Blue. Blue Blackburn back to Delaney. Delaney's going to try and cross, and it's going to go out of bounds. Good work by Lander, and so Georgia Chance coming in for Kennedy, and Anna Nielsen coming out for Annabelle Knockhazel. So throwing it in is going to be Georgia Chance. She gets it up to Knockhazel, as we were just mentioning both of them. She runs all the way across the pitch and then tries a cross, and the goalie just grabs it and lets it go. That goalie, Ashley Timms, a senior, she's seen a lot. And over there on that far side, Kinley Wynn. I think I said Kennedy Wynn earlier, and that is wrong. It's Kinley Wynn, and she's going to give it off. 14:20 to go. Coaches don't even know how much time is left. That's where they're at here in this Mountain View Soccer Stadium, field, whatever you want to call it. Cami Kinnison was trying to get across. It was stolen away by Gilly Wheeler. And now Sullivan, kicks it right off the shins of Allie Walker, and it gets ricocheted right back to her. So Georgia Chance has it now. She goes up past Sarah Cottom. And now, nearing the corner, she's got to stop and cross, and she does, and it's just going to go harmlessly into the hands of the goalie, Timms. This kick, well saved right here. Did she go out of bounds? She did. They're going to say that she did. And I think everyone was a little bit concerned there about whether or not it was going to go back out the road. But nice stop. Tinley Reisig going to throw it in right here. She throws into the chest of Avery Reese. Georgia Chance was hoping for that because she waited for the bounce back. Blue Blackburn now gets it stolen away by Antonino. And now Jada Kinnison working with it. Puts it through the legs of Blue Blackburn, and now up to Cami Kinnison, and she gets it up around Mason Morton. Now she has to go up against Reisig. Reisig back and forth dancing with Cami Kinnison. Kinnison gets past Reisig, and now she has to go up against Morton again. And now Mason gets it all the way back to the corner. She's going to try and lead it up, but it's stolen away by Avery Reese, and now just a high shot, and Blue Blackburn had no opportunity for that one. The wind definitely pushed that one a little bit out here. Anna Nielsen going to come back in, I would imagine, for Knockhazel, but instead it's Weston. I thought I saw Knockhazel walking towards us, but she's moving towards where they're going to throw in this ball, and that's going to be Avery Reese. Reese throws it in, and it gets kicked almost directly out of bounds by Jada Kinnison, and she just takes a long shot from this near side touchline, and it ends up getting kicked into the chest of Allie Atnip. Sullivan working, and she's working on Taylor Antonino. And now she gets subbed in by Avery Reese. Little tag team here on defense. They know who to pick apart if they want to try and stop this from Lander team from scoring. Now back and forth across the middle third, stolen away by Reisig. Reisig gets it kicked away by Cammie Kinnison. And now on that far side, it's Peyton Van Dusen, the sophomore, with it. She's working on Allie Atnip on that far side. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Now she's going to try and get past, and Allie Atnip ends up stealing it, going back up that far side touchline in front of all the fans. She gets it up to Stanbury, and now kicked back to Nielsen. Nielsen over to Sullivan. Sullivan with a quick pass back up to Stanbury. Stanbury stops, tries to kick across for Annabelle Knockhazel, and it's kicked away by Allie Walker. And now Anna Nielsen has it in that center circle. She gives it up to Georgia. Georgia almost didn't see Jada Kinnison coming up behind her. Nice move, though, to go back. And she's going to have to kick it to Stanbury, and it doesn't get there in time. Last touched by Lander. 11 minutes to go. And Coach Getz telling Georgia maybe fake out and go down pitch, I think is what he said. She was going across the pitch, trying to get it to Ella on that far side. I think he wants her to be a little bit more aggressive and go vertical, not horizontal. Speaking of vertical, the ball goes all the way down, and Blue Blackburn has an opportunity. And Blue's going to take the shot, and it's good! Blue Blackburn steals the ball after the whiff by the Mountain View team right by the goal box. Blue Blackburn, the freshman, with her 6th goal of the season.
That is her 6th of the year.
Proud of Blue for really making a big impact on not only this team, but making a big impact on this game. The wind not being our friend, but we're going to help with this. That is for Blue. And I think we're a little bit behind, but 10:26 is where I have it. And we're going to start it all over again here. The ball goes all the way down. It's going to go past the back of the goal line. And I think that was last touched by Mountain View. Waiting to come in, it looks like number 30. That would be Abby Dixon. Kicked away by Cammie Kinnison from that goal kick by Mason Morton. And then the kick saved by Aislinn Donahue. And, you know, for a town called Mountain View, from the actual pitch here, you cannot see any mountains. Kind of ironic. The ball kicked in, and Avery Reese can't get it past Anna Nielsen. A little shove there to get the ball kind of in better position for the Lady Tigers. And now Georgia Chance has it. Chance kicks it up. Trying to push it, gets it stolen away by Cottom. Now in that center circle, Courtney Wynn kicks it away. Tinley Reisig, slow roller to Georgia Chance. Chance kicks it towards the middle. Now she's going up against 3 players. She can't get past one of them. Nielsen ends up getting the ricochet, though. Nicely done. And she passes it up to Stanbury. Stanbury can't do anything with it, so she kicks back to Knockhazel. And Knockhazel pushes over Courtney Wynn hard. And now this shot goes wide right. Sorry about the zoom there. Man, I wish I would have gotten that shove by Knockhazel. She just took she just doled out punishment there and gave no, well, you can't say the word you think that you want to hear, but she did not care what happened to the Courtney Wynn. And that is exactly what kind of attitude this Lady Tigers team needs to have heading into state. You might get called for it, you might not, but right there, Knockhazel enforced her will. Well done, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds. The wind kind of helped that one. It's going to be Lander ball on that far side. 8:23 to go. Allie Seibert comes in for Avery Reese. Tinley Reisig comes out. Abby Dixon. Abby Dixon. And, yeah, Dixon coming in for the last 8 minutes, and she's going to get the ball right here. And now, look at her try and get past Jada Kinnison. She can't do it right in front of us. Jada well positioned to steal that ball away, but also Abby just kind of ran a little bit slow behind the ball, and that led Jada Kinnison kind of catch up with her. Now in that back corner, a battle for it between Georgia Chance and Jada Kinnison, and I think Georgia won that. And they're going to say yes, that was last touch by Mountain View. Well done by Georgia to kick it off the knees. And Blue Blackburn gets that throw in, kicks it up to Delaney Sullivan, gets a little shove in the back there by Allie Walker, and you can hear the coach say, Allie, keep it going, keep it going. It's going to come right to us, and it's going to get stopped by Cottom. Delaney Sullivan going to throw it in right in front of her bench, if that's what you would call it. She gets it up to Anna Nielsen off the knee. Nielsen kicks it, and it goes off the foot of Seibert, and I don't think anyone saw where it was going. And we're just more or less worried about the cameras and computers we have set up right here, as I think we all just started to cover our machinery as soon as that ball was coming up in the air. Delaney Sullivan kicks it back to Knockhazel. Knockhazel moves around, trying to get past two players, gets it stolen away. This one by Courtney Wynn. Wynn maybe getting a little revenge there for getting shoved, but and now we have a little shove right in front of the ref. That was Georgia Chance, and I guess she either extended the arm or gave a little bit too hard of a push. So it's going to be a free kick, and the kick went all the way down. I apologize, I was looking down at my Zoom before I saw it had already gone off. Mason Morton going to keep it on this far side. Ooh, goes off the head of Cami Kinnison. And Kinnison down, and we will be right back after this.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Some say healthcare is a calling. Taking care of others. It's who we are. It's what we do. And what we love. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been here. For the expected.
Sorry to Sage West. We were kind of just waiting for an injury timeout to end here. 5:59 to go. It was Cami Kinnison with this knee brace you'll see on the camera. We're hoping that her knee is okay. I know that she took a shot in the chest and she landed a little awkwardly. 5:59 is the, we have an unofficial clock here, but 5:59 is what we have. We're going to wait for the whistle to come in. And that awkward fall takes away one of Mountain View's best players. Both Cami and Jada at one point had signed with the same school to play soccer. And just learned that Jada is going to go to UW as a junior, not play soccer, go to school. And Cami, even despite that fall there, she is scheduled to still go play soccer in college. And I already asked where she was going, and they told me, but I had my headphones on, so I'll try and figure out during halftime here. As Georgia Chance has a nice throw right in front of us to Blue Blackburn, and Blue Blackburn fighting with it. Her and Cottom trying to get past, and now it gets kicked back to Georgia Chance, and Chance, oh wow, and we get a flag here. Walker got tripped, and this is going to be a free kick taken by Hannah Peterson. Peterson kicks it down right off the knee of Mason Morton. Morton now moves past Antonino, and now with a nice pass up to Blue Blackburn, and Blackburn loses control of it, and then it's going to go out. No, it's going to stay in, but Georgia Chan's going to steal. She is always in the right place at the right time, playing great defense all day. Georgia Chance, as I'm trying to see if I can even get her on my camera here, she gets up to Delaney Sullivan. Delaney Sullivan's shot goes just a little left. It's going to go all the way out the back of the goal line. Delaney Sullivan looking for her second goal of the day. Blue Blackburn with the other one. And 4:30 to go here in this first half. The goal kick again coming from Hannah Peterson. She takes most of the long kicks here. Stolen away by Sullivan. She kicks it back to Nielsen. Nielsen even further back, playing it back to Knockhazel, and now kicked up by Mountain View. And again, Knockhazel has it, and she just kicks it all the way back to Aislinn Donahue. She's just got to take a long kick. She gets it up to Mason Morton. Morton moves past her own player and a Mountain View player, and it's going to go right towards this out-of-touch line here. And then kicked away into the middle of the pitch. Number 13, Jada Kinnison, had it, and now she loses it. Annabelle Knockhazel on that far side gets it up to Stanbury. Stanbury, nice triangle pass up to Sullivan. Sullivan in the lead very well for herself. She passed it between two players, and now the shot goes backwards. She made a pass to try and get back to Stanbury, and right there, Taylor Antonino hits the ground, and Nielsen gets away with a good pass to Knockhazel down here, and then both players hit the floor. No whistle, and you can hear Coach Getz saying you're not going to call that. And it goes out the back of the goal line. They're saying last touch by Lander. That would have been Blue Blackburn that touched it, but she was just trying to keep it in play as the ball comes right towards us, past two Mountain View players, and now Georgia Chance with an easy opportunity to get that ball. Chance kicks it back to Morton. Now up to Blue. Blue over here to Georgia. Georgia takes a long pass, actually perfectly placed for Sullivan, who gets a foot out and stops it. But it gets kicked away after it bounces off, and now Nielsen has it. Nielsen going to pass it over here to Dixon. Dixon kicks it back towards the center circle, and Nielsen's going to have to battle with Jada Kinnison for it. Kicked away by Mia Guild. Now Seibert has it. She gets it stolen away by Georgia Chance, who just lets it kind of loosely get to Mason Morton, who's now going to give it up to Dixon. Dixon right in front of us to Blue Blackburn. Blackburn with a long pass over to Sullivan, and they clear it before she can get to it. And it gets cleared right to Mason Morton. Morton gets to that touchline and gets it all the way down here. And again, right in front of us, Blue Blackburn playing some strong defense. Pushed and pulled and prodded by Sarah Cottom. Her and Blue Blackburn just going right at it. Both falling over the ball and over each other. Ends up with Lander ball going backwards, and now Georgia Chance couldn't get to the ball in time, and a long clear with 90 seconds to go. Donahue takes it. She's just going to drop kick it. She's going to drop kick it right to Nielsen. Goes off her knee and right into Kinley Wynn's waiting lap. She gets it into Mason Morton, steals it there. Morton enters the center circle and passes it up to Stanbury. Stanbury trying to pass it up to Sullivan, and it gets stolen away. And it gets cleared and kicked, and Morton going to have to take this all by herself. Passes it up past Kinley Wynn to Chance, who's going on up on Seibert. And it's going to go out of bounds. And we're going to get Reisig coming in for these last 45 seconds. She's coming in for Abby Dixon. Georgia Chance going to throw it in right here. She throws it into Nielsen and goes past her, and you could just tell this grass is not very forgiving with the bounce and roll abilities that the turf has, and that's something you got to kind of prepare for if you're a team. And Georgia Chance kicks it up, and this should be where the end of the game happens on this side of the pitch, most likely, as a cross over to Delaney Sullivan. It's going to go out of bounds. The ref takes it 10 seconds for Chance to throw it in, and Lander do something miracle on Iceworthy here. Throws it up and gets past Annabelle Knockhazel, and there we go. That's going to be time. So at the end of one, it is Lander 2, Mountain View 0. We'll be back with our Central Wyoming College halftime show right after this.
And the unexpected moments in life.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, and in advanced medical technologies, so access to better care is closer to home.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians. Wear light clothing. Walk on the pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
The Stock Doc is proud to serve all of Fremont County and surrounding areas. They are dedicated to providing the highest level of veterinarian medicine along with friendly and compassionate service. They service all pets of shapes and sizes between dogs and cows and cats and horses. They treat your animal like it's their own. The Stock Doc.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois, a bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back, and it is our Central Wyoming College halftime show brought to you by CWC. If you want to know more information on CWC's 4-year bachelor degree programs as well as their 2-year associate degree programs and how you can earn those degrees from the comfort of your own home, be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College. Make your way out here. 2-0 score here. And I was just talking to some Lander moms over there. They are wondering what we're doing with state. So due to NFHS rules, we are not allowed to film any of the regional or state tournaments. That includes the 4A West Regionals happening right now, where the Riverton girls lost today miraculously to Jackson. So number one team already losing in the girls 4A West tournament, and the boys of Riverton losing yesterday, so they're out. But back to that. So we're going to have a scoreboard. I wonder if I can show you some of it now. That is going to be, if you're watching, one of 4 different scoreboards we're going to have, where we will put the scores, the time, the halves, and you can listen to my voice. I know it's not the best voice ever, but you can listen to my voice and imagine it, or like some of the parents are going to do, they might pay for the video from NFHS. I think it's $10 a game, and then with no sound. That's the thing with the NFHS video. You don't have any commentating or anything. You just have a full view of the field. So you could, if you wanted to, like some of the parents over there just told me they did for basketball and did for soccer last year, you can get the NFHS video, buy it, and put the sound from our YouTube page on our Wild Today YouTube page. You can put that over the speakers or in your car, do something like that, and we can kind of get you both. Here's another one we were thinking about putting up. We like that. That one's a little bit more simplistic. I have some cool other ones, some neon ones. I'm going to kind of go all in on making that the coolest possible view since you can't really watch the game. Might as well have something cool to look at. So we're getting back onto the pitch here. Lander up 2-0. If they want to continue to win this game, they're going to have to keep playing defense on Jada Kinnison, Allie Walker, and Seibert. They have just kind of been getting around and playing bully ball. Seibert and Delaney Sullivan, as well as, what's her name here? Courtney Wynn and Annabelle Knockhazel. They've all kind of had their P's and Q's with each other, and they're going to have to keep that going as we're getting back into it, and they just call it really fast. No, we're waiting here. Okay, so that was our CWC halftime show. Sorry it was so quick. They all came out on the pitch a little bit faster than we thought. So we are going to say big thanks to CWC. Remember, for more information on all the degrees that they offer, go to cwc.edu. Allie Atnip gets the ball first, almost stolen away by Kinley Wynn. And as far as wind goes, the wind here is not fun. Georgia Chance up to Blue Blackburn on this near side. Now she gets it nicely up to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan working all the way up to Knockhazel. Knockhazel takes a quick look at the shot, and it gets blocked away by the goalie. Blue Blackburn has it now, and she tries to get it up, and it gets cleared away right to Georgia Chance. Georgia stops, pushes it over, and then Georgia just taking the shot. It's a little long, or a little short, I'm sorry. It didn't bounce very high there, so long goal kick here. Goes right to Nielsen. Nielsen's kicked back by Courtney Wynn. And Mason Morton there gets it up to the halfway line to Nielsen. Nielsen on that far side to Weston, and it gets past Weston, but Tinley Reisig able to kick it, and she kicks it up and out of bounds. Too short for Stanbury. Knockhazel, I'm sorry. It's different looking across the pitch rather than down on the pitch, as Gilly Wheeler has it there. She kicks it up to the center circle. No one was there, and Courtney Wynn just kicks it deep, and they're just going to let that roll to Aislinn Donahue. Aislinn has had quite a few shutouts this year. She's had quite a few games that have been emotional for her and the rest of her team, but she is going to look to close out this season on a good note, and she's already working really well this game on making sure nothing hits the back of that net, as this pass goes all the way down that far side touchline. Knockhazel waited for number 12, Allie Walker, to stop, and she kicked it out of bounds. Nice soccer IQ by Knockhazel, but we all know she has that from the times that she's talked to us. She knows about soccer more than I know about, I think, anything, honestly. She kicks it up to Weston. Weston on that far side. Tries to kick it up, and she does, to Knockhazel. Knockhazel with a quick pass and a cross. Bear Blackburn with the shot. Oh, Blue Blackburn. Gosh, I keep doing that. I'm so sorry. Blue Blackburn kicks it high, and it goes over the goal. Blue already with one goal on the day. She sure would love a second one, as the goal kick goes right to Brindley Barnes and then kicks it right near us. I like the zoom-in feature here. I wish I had a tracking camera. And right now, just going to work with what we have. Nielsen gets it stolen away by Courtney Wynn, and the ball goes up to Kinley Wynn here. Now, it's going to come right up here, and she's got it. It's going to go into the. That's where I was going to stop it. I know. I thought she was going to stand in front of it, and then she just let it roll right past. It goes right out into the street again. I thought the ball girl here was going to grab it. And if you have never been here, I have a feeling they should have put all the fans on this side. But then again, there'd be no power. So they just kind of got to work with what they have, just like we kind of got to work with what we have. As on that far side, Mason Morton kicks it right into the legs of Mia Guild. And they're going to say that was out on Mason. I think she was trying to just keep it in bounds, and she was already over the line. So the throw in. Oh, no, it is off. I thought so. It was off the knees of Guild. So Knockhazel gets the inbound. She kicks it deep. It gets picked up by Hannah Peterson, who kicks it high and out of bounds. It's starting to get a little chilly here. The clouds over us are no fun. Now on that far side, after it gets knocked into the air, Weston and Knockhazel passing back and forth. It almost gets stolen away. It gets picked up by Delaney Sullivan. And now again, it's going to be Hannah Peterson kicking it up and stolen away by Knockhazel. And it's all on that far side, which I'm sure is somewhat difficult for you to see as clearly as I can, as that ball, the inbound goes right to number 6, Taylor Antonino, gets kicked out of bounds. Knockhazel gets it now. She kicks it up, and it's going to go right into the box. Delaney Sullivan stops, puts her head down because it was going to hit her in the face. Ball goes back to Knockhazel. Knockhazel over to Chance, perfectly placed, and then cleared away by Hannah Peterson. She gets it up to Kinley Wynn. Kinley Wynn passes it up and gets stolen away by Gilly Wheeler. Ooh, Wheeler and Jada Kinnison kind of collided a little awkwardly, and then that ends up with Kinnison with the ball. Kinnison moving around Mason Morton, can't, so the ball goes to Kinley Wynn, and the ball gets dropped by Aislinn Donahue and then picked right back up. So no harm, no foul there. Luckily, Lander with the great hands at goalie was able to keep that from making it a 2-1 game. Allie Walker stops the ball at the edge of the center circle, and she tries to kick it up. And on that far side, it's Weston. I'm going to need to go get a sweatshirt here in a second, I feel like, as Knockhazel gets the ball, and it goes right off her foot out of bounds. And I have a feeling that the Mountain View team has an idea of what they want to do. They've been trying to push 2 or 3 attackers down here on this side. They really have found that this weak side of Lander is on this near side. It was on the other side in the first half, and they have really been pushing it down on the right side of the pitch, and that has led to a couple different more scoring opportunities than they have from the left. So now Georgia Chance has it in the middle of the pitch. She gets it over to Nielsen. Nielsen moves around Mountain View. No, Mountain View steals it away. That's Courtney Wynn. And Courtney Wynn gets the foul, and she hits the ground kind of hard, gets up a little gimpy, and is limping back towards the halfway line. So we're going to get a goal kick or a free kick here by Hannah Peterson. Ball goes right to Georgia Chance's head, and then it goes out of bounds. Coming in is going to be Bella Jorgensen, one of the two. Allie Atnip throws it in right to Blue Blackburn. Ooh, Blue put a foot up in the air. She's lucky. She didn't go much further. And now Weston up to Sullivan. A nice triangle pass over to Knockhazel. Knockhazel can't get to it in time. She takes the shot anyway as soon as she gets to it, and it goes out the back end on that right side. Still 2-0 in favor of Lander. And the sub comes in. Courtney Wynn comes out. Jorgensen comes in. And the ball stolen away from Georgia Chance. She goes back and forth across Jorgensen 2 or 3 times there. Now she gets it over to Delaney Sullivan from Nielsen. Now Blue has it. Blue, and then offsides. Blue Blackburn was apparently 2 steps ahead of the defense, and now this ball, Georgia didn't even see it coming, goes past her, and now Kinley Wynn has it on this near side. She gets it up. Her and Allie Atnip battling, and now this near side has become kind of a war zone. Nielsen on the inside, and now Seibert has it. She kicks it up and onto that far side. That's where Weston grabs it, kicks it all the way up towards that back end, and over by the corner on Annabelle Knockhazel and Allie Walker battling for it. And as far as I can see, Sullivan has it now. Sullivan going to move around, pass it up to Chance. Chance takes the shot with the left foot, and look at Georgia Chance with a goal. What a great assist by Delaney Sullivan. And the Lady Buffaloes now looking at a 3-0 lead. 31-35 to go. We're going to let it roll down. Sullivan has now added an assist to her total for the day. She has 1 assist, 1 goal, and Annabelle Knockhazel takes an awkward slide and is kind of working slowly on that far side. Gets stolen away by Nielsen, now up to Chance, and now look at this as Delaney Sullivan. She could have an opportunity. She gets it kicked. It goes off of a Mountain View body, and that is exactly where it'll end, is in Mountain View's goal box. The kick away by Timms goes all the way back and out of bounds. Now Weston has it on that far side, filled with fans. Lots of purple, quite a few green, to be honest. A 3-hour drive on a Friday afternoon on the last day of school. You wonder just how many people from Lander actually came out here to watch, and you'd be surprised. There's quite a bit. The Sullivan family over there. I believe I saw the Knockhazels over there. This will be the last game of the regular season. After this, the girls are going to prepare for their first round at State in Green River next week. We already showed you 2 of the scoreboards we plan on using. If you want to see what that looks like, you can go back on Wild Today's YouTube page, not only to last year, but you can go back to earlier today where the Riverton Lady Wolverines played against Jackson, and the number 1 seed after a bye, they lost to Jackson Hole. And that is probably one of the toughest 4 seeds in state if they were to win today, is Riverton. They just have to get it out of their own way. And Lander, very opposite problem here. They don't ever get in their own way. They let everyone take a shot. And Georgia Chance, a second goal in less than 2 minutes. And Georgia Chance with the long 20-yarder over into the top right of the goal. And boy, oh boy, Georgia Chance, have yourself a day. She had a hat trick earlier this season against Pinedale, and that was outside of Lander. That was in Pinedale, and now adds 2 more to her total list. Georgia Chance with a goal at 31-35, and now she has a goal at 29-44, 29-52, but we're just going to let it go ahead and roll down for a couple seconds here. Now on that far side, after going up 4-0, Georgia Chance was working some defense there, and she actually think they took Georgia out. Is that Georgia? That's Tinley. That's Addie Weston. Oh, they put in Harlow Baker when I wasn't looking. I apologize. Harlow, 37 and 31 kind of look a little similar there. The ball goes out of bounds. Addie Weston going to throw it in right to Anna Nielsen. Nielsen gets it stolen away. Nielsen now working against 2 much smaller opponents and gets it stolen away in the middle by Kinley Wynn. She steals it right back. Nielsen moves past Bella Jorgensen, gets a nice pass up to Harlow Baker. A little bit far. Is it going to be picked up? It's going to be kicked out of bounds awkwardly by Brinley Barnes. I think she was trying to stop the ball, and it ended up just going off her foot out of bounds. So the throw-in was quick, right to Blue Blackburn. Blue Blackburn over to Sullivan with a high popping kick in the air over to Knockhazel, and then it goes on that far side touchline, and the wind has died. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood to knock on other than the pole that's holding all of our power. And we've already kind of messed with that today, and that knocked out the internet for our crew next to us that is also calling this from my local radio. Blue Blackburn gets a nice pass to her in the middle of the box. She tries to kick it up. It goes off the chest of Mountain View, and then it gets kicked away. Now Weston goes up against Antonino, ends up stealing it. Now on that far side, Cottom and Delaney Sullivan working against each other. Sullivan over to Weston. The ball gets kicked out the back of the goal line. And Georgia Chance already in strong pursuit of our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game, our final one of the year. We will have some at the state tournament. But this corner kick incoming here is much more important than Papa Murphy's player of the game, as Sullivan was waiting for it in the middle, and she didn't even move as the ball went right to Weston. And now back to Knockhazel in that corner, and a whistle has been called in the box, and that goes against Lander. Lady Buffaloes are trying to get it just out of the goal box, and Blue Blackburn makes that tough. And the poor little girl right in front of us was standing in front of our camera, and you missed Blue Blackburn, put number 10 on her behind. That's Hannah Peterson. And now this ball kicked out of bounds by Allie Atnip. The throw-in was quick. Ooh, Jada Kinnison, and that's going to be a whistle there. Kinnison ran in between two white jerseys. I don't know if necessarily that should be against Lander. She ran right into Gilly Wheeler. And here we go, Kinley Wynn with the wind not at her back. Actually, it's going to be number 10, Hannah Peterson. She's going to take the shot. It's going to go slow rolled, thanks to that grass, right into Aislinn Donahue. Definitely a little bit more difficult to get speed on those rolling shots, and you've been able to see it all day. Not just the shots, but the passes too. Those ground passes have to be precise, and they have to have the right amount of force behind it. Otherwise, you're never going to get it to the player you want. And there's another penalty, and who's that going to be on? That's going to be Sullivan, who just bum rushed into Allie Walker, and Walker hit the ground hard, got up with some grass on her knees. Hannah Peterson taking this kick from that far side, goes over the head of Sullivan. On that far side, Weston gets it at the halfway line, kicks it up to Sullivan, who kicks it up to Knockhazel, and then the ball cleared away. Weston gets it over, stolen away by Cottom. Sullivan with a nice butt bump to get her out of position, and then it's going to be cleared away by Mountain View. Really hope I don't get sick from this game. Of all the games to get sick at, it'd be this one. As we have a sub coming in, Kinley Condos. She's coming in for number 15, Avery Reese. And I believe she's going to be the one throwing it in here. Lander still up 4-0, 25 minutes to go. Yes, 25 minutes to go. Looking at the unofficial clock next to us, it's about 5 seconds behind us. So the ball back and forth between Knockhazel and Nielsen. Now Knockhazel with a long pass right here to Harlow Baker. Well done by Harlow to chest it down, and then she gets it up to Gilly. Gilly passes it up, and right to Blue Blackburn. She gets around number 16, Bella Jorgensen, rather easily. Gets it up to Knockhazel with a good lead, and Blackburn had it, and then it got kicked into the legs of Hannah Peterson. Now Knockhazel going to take the shot, and Knockhazel's shot goes wide right. Everyone and Lander trying to get a goal today. We got one by Delaney, one by Blue Blackburn, and two from Georgia Chance. So freshman with 3 goals, senior with 1 in this final game of the 2023 regular season here at the home of the Lady Buffaloes. And no, it is not at Mountain View High School. It is down at the park off 2nd Street. So if for any reason you're listening to this in your car on your way to the game, don't make the same mistake I did and think that Mountain View had a good enough or a big enough field to play soccer on. They do not, as Allie Atnip has to chase this one all the way down and then kicked. Woo! And a great catch by the athletic trainer. Who is that? I missed his name from our partners here, but great catch to keep that from going back into the road. Brinley Barnes gets the stop to try and keep the Lady Buffaloes on this side of the pitch. Now Gilly Wheeler going to try and keep that from happening as her and number 19, Kinley Condos, collide, and that's a tongue twister for you. Anna Nielsen in the center circle. She's going up against Allie Walker. Kicks it up for Ella Stanbury. Stanbury over to Knockhazel. Knockhazel going to take the shot. Goes off of the hands of the goalie and goes out the back of the goal line. And this is going to be a corner kick. And Knockhazel going to take this corner kick. And the Lady Buffaloes have been in this situation a couple times today. So far, so good for them. That doesn't mean that Knock Hazel's not going to put this perfectly, and it's going to make it 5-0. That one a little low, goes into the chest of a Lady Buffalo. Now Allie Atnip comes all the way up from her defensive line position, takes a shot with the left foot, and it's going to go all the way to that far side touch line. Going to be picked up by Mia Guild. Her and Ella Stanberry rubbing up against each other for position, and the ball ends up getting to Anna Nielsen. Nielsen back up to Weston. Weston tries to get it to Knock Hazel, but Knock Hazel was a step behind Allie Walker. Now, a nice shot by Kinley Wynn, but a better block there with the legs by Anna Nielsen, and Nielsen with a shove to number 16, Bella Jorgensen. She kind of walks it off with a laugh as Jorgensen was running at her, and Nielsen said, no, that's just not going to happen. Puts her down on the ground, and she'll get called for that. Number 10, Hannah Peterson, going to take this free kick. She doesn't really know where her teammates are supposed to be. She puts up her hands, and maybe her teammates just weren't where she wanted them to be, as Peterson, a junior, is going to be a big leader on this team next year, and this team going to be looking for a lot more than 2 wins next season, as right here, Peterson again, Hannah Peterson kicking it all the way down this touchline. Stays in, and it's picked up by Kinley Wynn. Her and Allie Atnip back and forth with each other, and then about 2 cars ahead of mine. Thank goodness here. Yeah, whoever's car that was is going to have a big old soccer ball-sized dent on the side. She kicked it right over this little fence that they have makeshifted as this ball almost acted like a corner kick, went over the goal, and it's going to go out the back of the goal line. That was a nice shot there by Kinley Wynn, just not enough on it. And Harlow Baker coming in for Blue Blackburn. Lots of freshmen playing today. We did hear from Coach Getz that we were going to get more freshmen today, not only to see what they have and see if they're really prepared for state, but also to try and get them meshed in the system with the seniors. It's almost like in football. You don't get first-team reps all the time when you're a freshman. So in practice, when these seniors and juniors are going with each other, as they have for the last 15 years, some of them, they are able to kind of get more of a camaraderie, more of a vibe together. They know where everyone's going to be. These freshmen are going to have to figure that out quickly as Kinley Wynn comes out and Allie Seibert comes in. So these freshmen getting a lot of playing experience these last 2 weeks worth of games. Right now, just for instance, we have Harlow Baker in there. We have Kennedy Bernard. And we just had Blue Blackburn in there. Not to mention the player with 2 goals today, Georgia Chance. Good-looking game for Georgia as this ball back and forth over the center circle, Lander and Mountain View fighting with it, and then a great pass by Mason Morton right to Kennedy Bernard. Kennedy Bernard loses it, though. I don't think she even expected to get it through that group of people, as now it gets kicked out by Bella Jorgensen. Atnip throws it in. Ooh, and then Brinley Barnes kicks it right at the head of her teammate, Jorgensen, and put her hands up, so it's going to be a handball. Is it Jorgensen or Jorgensen? Jorgensen. Okay, making sure we're not going full Jorgensen. It's Jorgensen as Mason Morton kicks the ball into the goal box past Annabelle Knockhazel and right through everybody out the back of the goal line. 18:50, so over halfway into this second half. Lander's still up 4-0. They've been trying to make it 5 as they're Harlow Baker with a nice stop. Gets it over to Knockhazel. Knockhazel didn't want to take too many chances there, kicking at it, as number 10, Hannah Peterson, already put a foot on it. Now Nielsen with the shot. She takes the shot in, and it goes into the back of the net, and that's going to count. That's Anna Nielsen. Nielsen with another goal on the season. And that makes it 5-0 with 18:27 to go. This has been a great ending game for the season. 18:23. And you can hear the Mountain View crew beside me saying this Mountain View team just needs to get one on the board. And that's kind of where we were against Cody. Lander just needed to get one on the board as we start the clock again. And then, yesterday actually, they were up, and it was the other team, Lyman, that needed to get one on the board. And now, a hard knee by Harlow Baker as she gets tripped up by number 13, Jada Kinnison. And it looks like Kinnison took a knee to the stomach, really, as soon as Harlow Baker jumped forward. Now it's going to be Mason Morton. As soon as Mountain View gets possession back, Morton going to free kick it back into the box where it was last time, and it gets right to Harlow Baker. And Baker going to look at a pass backwards to Nielsen. Nielsen puts one low and right into the knees of Ashley Timms. Timms, good boot here over the halfway line to Allie Atnip, who misses the header. Gilly Wheeler gets it up to Kennedy Bernard. Bernard and number 14, Casey Christensen, were fighting with it at the halfway line. Now, all the way down, Morton kicks it out of the air. She gets it up to Addie Weston on that far side. And then she kicks it up, and Cottom actually steals it before going out of bounds. And a good stop and steal there by the Mountain View freshman, one of the only freshmen on the pitch for this Mountain View team. The other one being Kinley Wynn, who's on the bench right now, and Taylor Antonino, who we've seen quite a bit of today. Nice pass up here for Kinley Condos, but it gets stolen away by Allie Atnip, and now Condos and Atnip battle. Condos gets it back, and then Wheeler steals it. And Wheeler, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, the camera's rotating back. Condos was about to take the shot, and Gilly Wheeler just stepped right in front of it. This will be a lot better for me to just focus on the game during the state tournament and not have to work a camera at the same time. Now Knockhazel trying to get the ball in the middle third. Gets it stolen away. Tinley Reisig up there. Kicks it right out of bounds. And the Lander Lady Tigers looking at a throw-in here. Weston kicks it back right out of bounds. Let's do it, wash, rinse, repeat, as Kevin Shields likes to say. Throwing it in this time, though, is going to be Seibert. She throws it in off the chest of Mia Guild, and it gets immediately stolen away by Lander. Trying to zoom in so that you can see everything I can see. Mason Morton over there by the porta potties kicks it up and kicks it directly into the fans there. Lady Buffaloes just trying to put one up on the board. Lander not letting them do so as Nielsen now has it. And the Mountain View coach screaming pressure, apply pressure. And they have not been able to do that all day. Anna Nielsen with a nice pass up here to Harlow. Harlow Baker kicks it up past number 10, Hannah Peterson. A great pass for Stanbury, but it gets stolen away by Cottom and then kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Lander ball. 15-10 to go. Coming in now is number 19. That's Aurelia Reagan, I believe. That number 19 is Aurelia Reagan, not Dimry Cunningham. So Aurelia coming in, and she is running it on the midfield line as right there Mason Morton takes a slip on the grass as she's trying to get it up into the attacking third. Now she's going to have to keep it in the center circle. She kicks it up to Kennedy Bernard. Bernard moving up on Bailey Gooding. And then, boom, two bodies collide. One Mountain View player hits the dirt. That's Casey Christensen. Christensen hitting the grass leads to Mountain View kicking it all the way back up to the center circle. Now up to Aurelia. Aurelia gets stopped up, but the ball moves forward still, right into Annabelle Knockhazel's waiting shins there. And then a whiff by number 6. Taylor Antonino leads to Gilly Wheeler getting the ball, and then she gets it stolen away on her pass to Weston. Back and forth, Seibert slows it down, pushes it up to Guild. And then over on that far side, heading into the corner, nice job by Tenley to try and stop it up. And now it's going to be Morton that actually gets the stop. She's going to take the low kick all the way up to Weston. Weston stops. She tight ropes that touchline. And Jada Kinnison and her leg locked, trying to fight for it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Kinnison. She throws it into Aurelia. Ooh, Aurelia kicks it right off the shins of Allie Walker, and it goes all the way back. Now Mason Morton tasked with kicking it back up. That's what she likes to do best. She takes those long wind-up shots, and now she might have to do the same as it goes all the way down to that far side touchline. Morton stops it, pushes it back. Now a good pass up to Aurelia. But Jada Kinnison steals it and gets it back up to Walker. Now back to Kinnison. Kinnison moving across the pitch. She's going to take the long shot. And I think she was more or less trying to pass to Condos, but the ball goes into the hands of Aislinn Donahue anyway. Sullivan looks to come in here. Annabelle Knockhazel fighting with Allie Walker in the middle. Now the ball gets all the way out to Seibert and it goes out of bounds. And that was last touched by the purple jerseys. And just right off the inbound pass, Kinnison, ooh. And Tinley Reisig. I know she didn't, but the way that Jada Kinnison fell down, it looked like Reisig had grabbed her hair and yanked her back. I know she didn't do that. That's just how it looked with the slip and both ankles of Kinnison going high in the air at the same time. And now a free kick gets played well by Aislinn Donahue. She just pushes one player out of the way and gets right in front of the ball. And that's where that experience comes in. Junior goalie is ready for state, she said last week. She's more than prepared, and she can't wait. Now Allie Atnip gets the stop, but then gets it stolen away by Casey Christensen. And then Gilly Wheeler grabs it, puts it up to Aurelia. Aurelia tries to get it up past the middle line, the halfway line, and there was Ella Stanbury, but she couldn't get to it in time. And Mountain View ends up kicking it out of bounds. Lady Buffaloes desperately looking to erase a goose egg as Sullivan comes in for Knockhazel. And just based off the conversation with both Annabelle and Coach Getz, I think we're kind of all hoping that that might be the last time we see Knockhazel today. She's going to have to conserve her strength and energy for state next week. That, or she's going to have to conserve her energy and strength for the state tournament next week as number 18, Zoe Mulholland, comes in. And this is the first time we've seen Zoe all season on this varsity team. We saw her in basketball. She's a good underneath the basket post player. She's able to get a lot of rebounds. She's one of the taller players on this team. She's going to be relied upon heavily over the next couple years. Mulholland, a sophomore. Kennedy Bernard with a nice pass up to Sullivan, and then it gets stolen away by Peterson. And the wind picking up, coming from behind me at my back. And right there, Mulholland couldn't get the ball past the body of Seibert. Now, Condos kicks it up, and it gets picked off by Allie Atnip, and then her and Casey Christensen just again battling for position and possession. And next thing you know, Casey Christensen comes away with it, kicks it up towards the middle, and it gets batted away by Kennedy Bernard. Now Jada Kinnison going to take a look, and the ball goes off of Mason Morton's knee, but it stays in play. And boom, Aislinn Donahue crashed to the ground trying to grab that one. Good job by Aislinn. Donahue kicks a bomb down to the halfway line and gets picked away. And now Aurelia, I'm sorry, not Aurelia, that's Mulholland. No, that is Aurelia. Aurelia in the center here, trying to play some defense against Jada Kinnison. It gets batted away off of the shins, back to Jada Kinnison. And now Kinnison just going to take a long shot, and it's going to go down towards the goalie. And right then and there is where they will keep it, and it's going to be Donahue here. Now I'm going to just work. The wind is not working at all for the papers and stuff around us, so if you hear anything or see anything, that's us. And boom, right there in the middle, that's Mulholland running into Allie Walker. The ball ends up getting to Seibert. Seibert passes it on that far side over to Mia Guild, and then we had a whistle, hand up. That's going to be on Mountain View, I believe. Throwing it in. Jada Kinnison got to it first and goes right out of bounds. So wash, rinse, repeat here. Tinley Rice is going to throw it in from the halfway line pretty much. If these had football numbers on it, it'd be about the 45-yard line. She does so right up on that touch line and gets kicked away by Mountain View. And now kicked all the way up. Gilly Wheeler going to have to hang on to it. 8.5 minutes to go. Morton kicks it up in the air, and then it gets knocked down. And Mountain View just kind of working on that far side touch line. Jada Kinnison going up against Mulholland. Now back to Hannah Peterson. Peterson from the center circle kicks it deep right to Condos. Condos and Atnip again. Both have just had enough of each other today, it looks like, and that one's going to be. And Atnip still on the ground. And she grabs her shin. She tells the ref she's all good, and yeah, she's strong. She's a strong girl. As Mountain View wondered in, I said, no, Allie Atnip doesn't do that. A lot of the experienced players on this team don't want to give up any time on the pitch, and I applaud that. As someone that played soccer when I was 8 years old, I couldn't wait to get on the bench. I just was tired of running up and down the field. These girls do not have that mentality at all, thank goodness. As Aurelia going back and forth, trying to play some defense, and she got turned around before the ball was cleared and kicked all the way out of bounds. 7 minutes to go here. 7:06 to go exactly. Ball goes out of bounds again. Reisig throws it in to Mulholland. Mulholland works on Courtney Wynn. Courtney and Mulholland, similar builds. They would be great to pit against each other as Sullivan takes a left footer, goes right into the middle of the goal box and right into the hands of Ashley Timms. Well-placed ball by Delaney Sullivan, but I mean just right there was the goalie, as now Kennedy Bernard battling with Casey Christensen. Ends up getting it stolen away by Gooding. Gooding passes it up to Allie Walker, and now Kennedy Bernard, nicely done, pushes right in front of it and gets a foot on it, and then Tinley Reisig whiffs on it, and her and number 7, Mia Guild, fighting for position. Next thing you know, Guild has it. She's moving backwards, kicks it up, and there's a shove in the back. So we're going to get a free kick in the attacking third for Mountain View. 6 minutes to go. Hannah Peterson takes the shot, and it's just going to go right to the goalie. Donahue didn't have to wait at all. Hannah Peterson just went right up and at the line. These games move from 3:30 to 5:30, I believe because of weather, and you can kind of see it. It's not the prettiest view here in Mountain View, but a good view here from the sideline as we were watching a 5-0 game. Mountain View getting a bunch of subs in. Brinley Barnes, Bella Jorgensen, and Avery Reese all coming in. Coming out is Casey Christensen, Sarah Cottom, and Allie Seibert. And throwing it in is actually going to be Avery Reese, so she comes right in and throws it in on that far side. And now she throws it in past her own teammate and just goes right out of bounds. Right there in front of the only bathroom in this city park for everyone here attending the game. Had to wait in that line myself. It's not a lot of fun. As the ball gets kicked into the middle of the defending third for Lander. Luckily kicked away by Mason Morton. Kennedy Bernard now actually accidentally gives a nice pass to the Mountain View team. And back and forth they go. Now a shot on the goal. Kicked away by Allie Atnip. And back up to Sullivan now. Sullivan, she's got some space in front of her. She passes it up to Rowan Harlow Baker, I apologize. And Baker falls, gets up, and now Kennedy Bernard with just a high boot all the way up to the goal box. And the coach of Mountain View still giving some directions here with 4 minutes to go. Tinley Reisig and Mia Guild have been going at it all day. Guild just won that one. Pushes it up to Allie Walker. Her knees off. They bounce a little bit too hard off the knees. Doesn't matter as Jada Kinnison still has it. She passes over the middle third. She's got space in front of her. She passes it up to Kinley Condos. Condos takes the shot, and it's just slow. It's what this grass does. You got to kick that in the middle of where the goal is. You can't hit it on the ground and hope that it rolls and bounces. It's just not going to work that way. And props to Aislinn Donahue working on another shutout today. The pass gets stolen away by Mulholland, kicked it right out of bounds. 3 minutes in this game. Mulholland pushes and shoves, trying to get back. Pushed away by Avery Reese. Reese kicks it up. Reisig going to kick it back, and it's going to go out of bounds again. 2:45 to go. And little shove there with the elbow, and that's going to go against Tinley, and Tinley putting her hands up saying how. And suddenly we have a free kick from right on the outside of the wing. It's going to be Hannah Peterson that takes this free kick. And the way that she goes into... Oh, Aislinn Donahue ended up did getting that. So she put a hand on it. I didn't see what happened after that. I saw it bounce off a Mountain View player, and it must have bounced right back into the hands of Aislinn Donahue. I was looking for it on the ground as kind of a scrum grew in the middle of that box, and Harlow Baker almost gets to it. Now Delaney Sullivan has to work with it. Pushes it up to Kennedy Bernard. Bernard slow rolls it to Sullivan. Triangle pass back up to Harlow. Harlow leads Delaney a little bit much, but she gets to it, and she tries to pass it up to Ella Stanbury, and it goes, right past her. And it's going to go all the way towards the corner. And then the goalie comes out and kicks that out of bounds rather than lets it go off the kick from Lander. So throwing it in is Weston. Right to Sullivan. And the ball gets almost knocked into the goal by one of Mountain View's own players. 90 seconds to go here. The kick high and right to Allie Atnip, who kind of puts a foot over it instead of kicking it. She gets it over to Aurelia. Aurelia tries to get it to Mulholland. Both were out of touch and gets stolen away by Jada Kinnison. 65 seconds to go here. Nice stop by Mason Morton to just pick it up out of the air. Lady Buffalo's throwing it in right at Mulholland. She ends up getting it, and now she gets it up to Tinley Reisig, who passes it forward. And, nice move there by Aurelia to get past one and pass it up to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan battling with Hannah Peterson over there. Peterson couldn't do very much against Delaney, and Delaney with the left foot kicks it over to Harlow Baker, and Baker actually had a good look at it but gets blocked up by number 25. That's Gooding right before it gets to the goal box. And now over here, Kennedy Bernard, and the right foot goes out the back end of the goal line. We're at 20 seconds to go. This game all over but the crying here, and we are going to finally get a strong push by Lander for seating position and just overall respect heading into this 4A state tournament. Season didn't start off as well as they hoped, but they have rattled off quite a few wins back to back to back to back to back. The only loss coming to Cody in the last 3 weeks is that is game, and I feel rain. So let's see what we can do here about the technology. We'll be right back with our Click It or Ticket postgame show right after this.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com. A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Welcome back. I'm joined by our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game here at our Click It or Ticket post-game show. I'm with Georgia Chance. And Georgia, you know, you had a hat trick earlier in the season, and since then it's kind of slowed down on offense for you. You're a great defensive player. And today, 2 goals, I mean, back-to-back. What was going through your mind? Were you trying to come out here and put more goals in the back of the net?
No, I actually really enjoy getting assists, but I think everyone wants to score. I mean, the joy of scoring is always the best. But I was in the right position, and Coach Scott and I have been talking about don't force, just wait, they'll come. And today they did. I was in the right spot, and I just shot and hope for the best, and it went in.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, in your view as a player, what's the biggest difference between playing on the turf at your home and playing on this grass? The ball does not move very fast.
The grass is a lot slower. The turf's super fast. This field is actually wider than our turf, but it's a lot different. Like in warm-up, you just have to get used to the pace on the ball and notice immediately you got to change between turf and grass.
And, you know, we watched you play basketball there at the end of the season. You got a lot more minutes.
Yep.
And then when we saw you on the roster as a freshman, I think maybe a lot of people thought maybe you were on JV and you'd grow. But you've started almost every game, and you have grown not only offensively, but I think you might be one of the best defensive players that Lander has. Is that a defensive mindset? Because you were playing great defense in basketball. Now you're playing great defense on soccer. Do you just have that defensive mindset all the time?
I actually get told in basketball I do have a very defensive mindset. That's my favorite. But in soccer I get told I have a very offensive mindset. But it's definitely something I've been working on this season is being defensive because I've played forward my whole life or like an attacking mid, and this year it's more pass, move, be open if there's an open shot on the 18.
Cool. And, you know, we've mentioned it kind of offhand before, but we want to make sure you're okay. Are your calves all good for state?
Yeah, they should be good. Scott pulled me out for the last 20 minutes to rest, and I'll prepare for state this week.
Cool. You and Annabelle, we need you at full health. That's the main thing. What should this team, last question, what should this team, what should the other teams be scared of about you guys heading into Green River next week?
Just that we've really started to connect more. Like at the beginning of the season, it was a brand new team. We're super unexperienced and young. We only have 3 seniors. But now we're really learning our chemistry and coming together as a team, and I think that's a big thing, and we're starting to connect a lot better.
Awesome. Well, hey, Georgia Chance, appreciate you stopping by. Love the nails. Give
Thank
a flash.
you.
Give a flash there. Very nice. We'll get you your Papa Murphy's coupon here in a second. We'll be right back with the rest of our Click It or Ticket postgame show.
Hey there, how's your day going?
Frustrating. My car's check engine light came on, and they can't take it in till next week. And then Max, our Rottweiler, chewed up my glasses, and I'm going to have to wait at least a week to get another pair. It seems you have to wait for everything important.
I know the feeling. Some things seem to take forever to get done.
Forgot to ask, how's your day?
I had to take my daughter into the clinic to have her arm looked at.
Let me guess. You had to wait to get an appointment. What was it, 1 week, 2 weeks?
Same day.
What? Same day?
We go to Hot Springs Health. They offer same-day appointments at all their clinics. Riverton, Shoshone, Thermopolis, Worland, and Basin. You just call the clinic and you have an appointment in a matter of minutes. It's easy and so convenient.
Wow, so Hot Springs Health actually values our time? Thanks for the advice. Now if I could only get a same-day appointment for Max. He hasn't been the same since he ate my glasses. He keeps running around and making a spectacle of himself.
For more information or directions, please visit hotspringshealth.com, your hub of healthcare in the Basin.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander. Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton. If you're tired of paying ridiculously high gas prices, there is a solution that can save you a bunch of money. In fact, it won't cost you a cent. How do you do that? Take the Blue Bus. WRTA bus lines will get you around the county for free. That's right, free, no charge. Doesn't get cheaper than free. Go to WRTAbuslines.com and download the schedule, or look for a schedule in the Ranger, Lander Journal, or Wind River News. WRTA Bus Lines, proud to serve Fremont County.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's friend.
Welcome back. We're looking at a lot of rain here. I'm wondering, because we don't have a tent over us, we're just out in the middle of the field. I'm wondering just how much of this game we're going to be able to cover. It looks like the rain cloud coverage is going to be here for the rest of the game. Can't really tell how much rain we're going to get. You can see it kind of falling over there. We are expecting to call this whole game. I'm just warning those listening and watching that we may or may not have to cut the broadcast short. And if that happens, I just implore you to follow WYO Today and the Lander Journal on Facebook. That's where I post all of our scores and as well as our links to the game. So if you are a fan of Lander Valley soccer, Lander Valley in general, follow those two Facebooks anyway. But just especially today, we're looking to make sure that we keep our technical difficulties to a minimum and keep all of our stuff that we need for state next week in working order. We don't really have a lot of time to just turn around and get all that. So we are... That scared me there. That scared me. 5-0 game was your finale there. Anna Nielsen with a goal, Delaney Sullivan with a goal, Blue Blackburn with a goal, and then, of course, our Papa Murphy's player of the game, Georgia Chance, with 2. And for the shutout, we're going to go ahead and give the Gatorade player of the game to Aislinn Donahue. She has definitely done enough to work that. She's had a couple different shutouts over the last couple weeks, including 8-0 against Pinedale, 4-0 against Lyman, and now she can add 5-0 against this Mountain View team here. And they were all on the road, too. Those are some great shutouts by Aislinn Donahue. And as they get ready to set up here, I want to say thanks to YDOT for our Click It or Ticket postgame show. We'll be heading right into our pregame show so we can give their seniors their dues and make sure that we don't get in their way here. So Lander pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn and Suites by Hilton. Remember, if you ever stay in Riverton or if you're ever looking at hotels when you travel for state or anything like that, be sure to check out Hampton Inn and Suites. And as I mention every time, they held me for about 2 months and got to stay in those rooms for my first couple months here in Wyoming. Had great service, had a great family vibe every morning for breakfast. I was treated like part of the family. So we'll head right into our Lander Journal keys to the game. These boys had a great outing against Cody. In general, they had a good, strong defensive mindset. It ended in a loss, but that was off of kind of a freak penalty play with the handball as two players collided. And then yesterday was essentially a shutout to the last minute there against Lyman. These boys have found ways to score, and they're going to have to find ways again against this Mountain View team. Mountain View working with very little compared to what they had earlier in this season. They have a much deeper bench than Lander does, though, so they're going to have to work, Lander is, with the fewer amounts, and you might be able to see a lot more seniors today. We saw Braden Lincoln for the first time in a while. Yesterday we saw a couple different players, and then Coach Prenz and I went out to Cowfish afterwards, had some appetizers and beverages, and talked about today's game. He's hopeful that this team is going to end the season on a positive note and head into state next week winning 5 of their last 6. And boy, we'd love that as well. Cody Elliott has worked a couple shutouts himself, and both of those in the same games, Pinedale and Lyman. Let's hope for another one today. So that's going to be our Lander Journal keys to the game. They're just going to have to find offense where they can get it. They are going to get Callum Wheeler back. He was missing from that red card penalty, and now we're just going to have to work with the rest of the team here. They have Finn Richards that had 2 goals yesterday. See if that carries over to today. And then, of course, Bear Blackburn got that goal at the very end after he had been about 10, 15 shots on goal all day. They finally dropped. So we'll see if that same kind of attitude comes into play here. That is our Lander Journal keys to the game. Remember, if you want to start or continue your subscription to the Lander Journal, Riverton Ranger, or the Wind River News newspapers, you can do so at 421 East Main Street in Riverton. We'll be right back with the Sutherland starting lineup and the rest of our Hampton Inn and Suites pregame show.
Credit card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.